Right now we're going to make espresso the reliable way. This is an Italian over the stove espresso maker. And there's 3 compartments. There's the water compartment, the fine grain espresso compartment, and the top part that percolates it to the top, from the bottom to the top. So it's very high pressure, very hot steam that pushes through the grains, the water, into this vessel right here. And there's different kinds of materials that these things can be made out of. You want the stainless steel one, not the aluminum one. And this espresso maker is guaranteed to work a lifetime. Unlike those $1,000 espresso makers that have the pumps in them and, you know, the aluminum reservoir, you want to stay away from aluminum especially. If you do get an espresso maker, make sure it's copper and not aluminum. But for all practical purposes, this $25 espresso maker makes just as good as espresso as any other espresso maker you may find out in the market. And rinse this out to apply new coffee, fine grain espresso, and that I have. I'm going to fill this little cup up here of filtered water. There we are. There it is. Yum yum. Alright, water's filled. Here we are. And I'm going to put in the middle compartment for the espresso. I'm going to grab some espresso. This time I'm going to go with decaf. This is the best brand that I found for decaf espresso. And the reason why I'm doing decaf is because I'm trying to wean off of caffeine. And the whole purpose of coffee in this case is to add a stimulant to it. Or not a stimulant, but an extract that replaces coffee. See, there's a little bit too much water in here. You want to make sure the water doesn't go through the filter. Alright, now that should be good. Okay, good. Okay. Put that scoop in there. Pound the scoop in. Turn on the oven, the stovetop burner, whatever it's called. Screw this thing in. There we are. A little difficult for me to screw it while I'm looking through the camera. So, just set it right there. And in approximately 5 minutes on this stovetop, it should be percolated and ready to pour. If you have a gas stove, it might be even quicker. I don't know. Also, the benefit of espresso over, say, drip coffee or any other kind of coffee that's not espresso is that by the quick force and hot temperature that's involved in creating espresso, it doesn't leave the oils behind. So for people that develop GERD or acid reflux disorders, that usually comes from heavy consumption or history of heavy consumption of drip coffee. So espresso doesn't contain those harmful oils that you find in drip coffee. And also to alkalize or to reduce the acidity of the espresso, which could also, without doing the additive thing to alkalize it, it could also lead to acid reflux issues, especially if you already have a condition. Coffee could definitely accelerate that almost immediately. So once the espresso is done and ready, I'm going to take this little reishi mushroom dripper thing, and I put about, fill it up like that. I put about 1 to 2 of these in what this espresso would be, less 2 servings as an Americano. So I don't drink espresso straight, I add water to it to make it what's called an Americano. And also, if you have an electronic burner like this one is right here, you don't want to put it directly in the middle because, the heat rods with the coil at the direct center, not much heat is going to that, so you want to have it on the edge to get the most surface area of heat going to the, pot or espresso maker. The problem with budget espresso makers, you know, the ones you plug into a wall that use a pump, is that they contain an aluminum reservoir where you pour your water. And if you decide not to use the espresso maker for a while, it begins to rust. And then that rust gets into the coffee and into your body and bloodstream. And if it enters passes the blood-brain barrier, you're already at risk for Alzheimer's or other kind of brain function disorders due to the aluminum exposure. So that's one of the main reasons I only go with stainless steel. And if it's a pump type of espresso maker, when you plug in, you want to make sure it has a copper reservoir. Now, copper could rust too, and that rustless green is not healthy for you. So, might as well just throw down $25 and get one of these rather than spending $2,500 on, exquisite pump-based espresso maker that you plug into the wall. This is just simple, it's practical, and it just works for a lifetime. As they say, keep it simple, perfect. There it is, it's starting to percolate or finish percolating. So at this point we could turn off the heating element because the heating element will still cook it on an electric range just because it's electric and the metal element stores that energy, as opposed to having direct flames where the energy is stored in the pot instead of the heating element, or the grill rather. Alright, so our coffee's ready. I'm going to pour. Now, I don't usually clean my cup that often because I'm a guy, and I use it regularly, so it's not like it sits out for a month unused. It's a cup that my mom gave me. So I'm going to put half of what's made in here. Put that back there for another serving later. I'll probably give that serving to my dad. I'll put the reishi mushroom in here. Now, reishi mushroom not only reduces the pH of the liquid that you put it in, but it also has a bunch of health benefits like vitality, stamina, and it also has anti-cancerous properties as well. Add water to that, and the cup my mom gave me reads, "Logic will get you from A to B, imagination will take you anywhere." Albert Einstein. Go over to my filtered water here. Fill that up. Voila! I got my Americano. Thanks for watching.